Michael rushed back too soon? Custody hearing shocker raises health concerns. GH. Michael Corinthos has been living in quiet exile for weeks, recovering from injuries sustained during a violent confrontation linked to his covert operations against Sonny's mob activities. Though physically improving, his doctors have warned him, no stress, no cross-country travel, and absolutely no courtroom drama for at least 2 months. But Michael isn't one to rest when his family is threatened. He learns from Diane Miller, his attorney, that the custody hearing for Wiley has been moved up unexpectedly, allegedly due to a judge's emergency reassignment. The opposing counsel? A high-powered Manhattan attorney hired by Nina Reeves and backed quietly by a shadowy third party. Worse, the tip-off comes from an anonymous burner phone message. If you're not in court next week, you'll never see your son again. Michael's pulse races. His recovery is incomplete. His presence in court isn't advised. But he makes a choice. He's going back to Port Charles, ready or not. Back in Port Charles, Michael's sudden appearance stuns everyone. Willow, caught off guard, embraces him, but worry lines her face. You're not ready for this. You're risking everything. Carly warns him. If you collapse in that courtroom, the judge will use it against you. They'll say you're unfit. Sonny, strangely quiet, watches Michael from afar with conflicted eyes, especially now that the lines between them have fractured beyond repair. Still, Michael is determined. He tells Diane, I have one job right now. Keep Wiley safe. If I die doing it, so be it. In court, Nina arrives with a team of lawyers, including a manipulative advisor named Veronica DeWitt, who specializes in high-profile custody wins. She paints Michael as unstable, aggressive, and disconnected from his son due to his absence. Her key arguments. Michael has abandoned Wiley under the pretext of recovery. His vendetta against Sonny suggests violent, unbalanced judgment. Nina and her camp are offering consistent, loving care. Then Veronica drops a bombshell. Your Honor, we have photographic evidence that Mr. Corinthos was involved in a physical altercation weeks ago with one of his own father's bodyguards. The court gasps. Willow's eyes widen. Michael remains silent, jaw clenched. He knows the photo is real. But he also knows who leaked it. Dex. Later, Michael confronts Dex Heller, who had been posing as loyal but may have been working for Sonny again. Why leak that photo now? To protect you, Dex replies cryptically. You needed to be benched. You're not thinking clearly. Michael punches him. You don't get to decide when I fight for my son. Meanwhile, Brooklyn learns that the judge assigned to Michael's case has a long-standing grudge against the Quartermaine family due to past financial scandals. Diane confirms it privately. This isn't a hearing, it's an execution. As court resumes the next day, Michael's blood pressure spikes. He begins to tremble while on the stand, struggling to answer Nina's counsel under aggressive cross-examination. Have you ever used Wiley as leverage against his grandfather, Mr. Corinthos? Objection. Answer the question. Michael collapses mid-answer. Paramedics rush in. Willow screams. The judge halts proceedings, but not before issuing a statement. This is exactly the chaos we must shield the child from. Outside the courtroom, Nina watches Michael wheeled away on a stretcher. She is haunted. Flashback swirl. Holding Wiley as a baby. Arguing with Willow. Watching Michael and Wiley from a distance, laughing in the park. She tries to talk to Willow, offering sympathy, but Willow is stone cold. You say you love my son. Then why are you doing this to him? Later that night, Nina privately meets with Veronica, who is thrilled. We've got the judge. We've got the narrative, he's finished. But Nina hesitates. If I win like this, I lose everything. Carly storms into Nina's office the next day, slapping court transcripts on her desk. You want Wiley so badly, you're willing to drag a recovering father through court and call it justice? Carly, I didn't know he was that unwell. You knew. And now my grandson has to wonder why Daddy disappeared again. Carly's threats are fiery and veiled. She hints she's working with Martin Gray to dig into Nina's connections, especially a series of cash payments to a shell company tied to the custody judge's family. Nina looks stunned. How far are you willing to go, Carly? All the way. As Michael stabilizes in the hospital, Willow visits him. The hearing resumes in 3 days. Diane thinks the judge is leaning against us. Unless something changes. Michael groans. Then let me testify again. You're not testifying again. You'll die on that stand. That night, Willow makes a desperate decision. She goes to Nina directly. Withdraw, or I take Wiley and leave Port Charles forever. You'll never see him again. Nina is devastated but moved. She promises to think about it. As the court reconvenes, Nina shocks everyone by standing up before the judge speaks. Your Honor, I'd like to formally withdraw my petition for custody. The courtroom murmurs erupt. Veronica protests loudly. We can still win this. I didn't come here to destroy Michael. I came here to love my grandson. But not like this. The judge scolds her for manipulating the process, but rules in favor of Michael and Willow retaining full custody, with mandatory co-visitation reassessed in 6 months. Michael, watching from a wheelchair, nods silently. Michael begins full recovery therapy, but his relationship with Sonny remains shattered. They share a brief glance across General Hospital's hallway. It's cold, distant. Nina receives word from Veronica. The man funding our case wants his investment back. The shadowy figure is hinted to be Valentine Cassadine, livid that his interests were derailed. Diane and Carly discuss potential charges against the judge, especially with evidence of judicial tampering beginning to surface. Willow, sitting with Michael and Wiley on a sunny afternoon, says softly, You came back too soon, but I've never been prouder. Michael kisses her forehead. He's worth it. You both are. The scene closes on Wiley running through the park, free, innocent, unaware of the war waged around him. Fade to black.